Got a big trip coming up? Awesome! We are going to dive into the absolute essentials of global travel health, all to make sure your next adventure is amazing for all the right reasons. So let's get you prepared. Okay, think about your pre-travel checklist. You've got your passport, right? Tickets are booked. You're probably already thinking about what to pack. But hang on, what about your health plan? It is so often the one thing that gets pushed to the bottom of the list, but honestly, it might just be the most important part of your entire preparation. You know, the excitement of exploring a brand new place is just incredible. But it's so easy to forget that we're literally stepping into a different environment, one that comes with its own unique and sometimes hidden health risks. Being truly travel ready, yeah, that goes way beyond just what's in your suitcase. It's all about preparing for the things you can't see. And look, this isn't just me saying this. The World Health Organization, we're talking the WHO here, they make it crystal clear. Where you go and what you do there directly shapes the kind of health risks you're going to face. So what does that really mean? It means there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all travel health plan. It has to be tailored to you. Now, I know that might sound a little intimidating, but it's really not. We can actually break down most of these global health risks into three main buckets. And once you understand them, protecting yourself becomes so much easier. So let's decode them one by one. First up, we've got what are called vector-borne diseases. That's a fancy way of saying illnesses you get from insects. And we're mostly talking about mosquitoes here. You know, in a lot of tropical places, just one little mosquito bite can transmit something really nasty like dengue. They actually call it breakbone fever because of the intense pain it causes, or Zika. It's a tiny little threat, but it can have huge consequences that could totally ruin your trip. Okay, next category, and this is the good news part, vaccine-preventable diseases. These are serious illnesses, for sure, like yellow fever and even polio, that are still around in certain parts of the world. But, and this is the crucial part, we can actively protect ourselves from them with the right shots. This is where a little bit of planning ahead pays off big time. And finally, the one that is probably the most common risk for pretty much any traveler, water and food safety. This is a huge one. It's a reminder that even something as simple as grabbing a meal or a drink can be risky when local sanitation is different from what you're used to. Things like cholera and typhoid are perfect examples of what can happen from contaminated food or water, and they can leave you seriously sick. All right, so now that we get the risks, let's switch gears and talk about the solution. What's your best, most powerful first line of defense? It's immunization. This is where you get to be proactive and really take control. Let's just look at three key examples. Twinrix is a fantastic combo vaccine for hepatitis A and B, which can be risks in many, many places. Then there's yellow fever, so critical for some spots that it's not even a choice. And then there's Dukoral. It's an oral vaccine that helps protect you from cholera and that dreaded traveler's diarrhea we just talked about. See how these directly counter the risks? And I really want you to focus on that word, mandatory. When we talk about the yellow fever vaccine for certain countries in Africa and South America, this is not a friendly suggestion. It is a requirement to get in. If you show up at the border without proof of vaccination, they can, and likely will, deny you entry. Trip over. Just like that. But being protected isn't just about vaccines. A smart traveler knows that your shield has a second layer, a well-stocked medical kit with both preventative meds and treatments for things that might pop up. So what does that look like? This little table here gives you a great snapshot. So say you're going to a place where malaria is a real threat. A preventative medication like Malarone is an absolute must-have. Worried about a bad case of traveler's diarrhea? An emergency antibiotic can be a complete game changer. And if you're hiking up to high altitudes, a medication called Diamox can be the difference between enjoying that incredible view and suffering from a debilitating headache. Okay, so you know the risks, you know the tools, vaccines, medications, but the big question is, how do you put it all together into a plan that's right for your specific trip? Well, the good news is it has never, ever been easier to do this right. Seriously, modern services have completely transformed this whole process. You have companies now like Canada TravelMED that give you professional travel medicine advice virtually from your own couch. It means you can get expert, personalized guidance based on all the latest WHO alerts without having to take a day off work to find a specialized clinic. And the process itself is just so simple. First, a doctor looks at your exact travel plans, your itinerary, and checks it against all the current global health data. Then, if you need anything, they send the prescriptions for vaccines or meds right to your local pharmacy. And finally, you get customized advice on putting together your perfect travel health kit. It's fast, it's expert-led, and it's totally tailored to you. So, you know what this all boils down to? The key takeaway here isn't about being scared, it's about being confident. When you're prepared for the health risks, you can let go of that what if anxiety and just be in the moment. You can fully soak up the adventure. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question. The next time you're planning that incredible getaway and you're checking off your list, just take a second and ask yourself, have I packed my health? Is it truly ready for this journey?